They say this was once the land of the Lepchas, the original people of these mountains. Lepcha Jugat isn't just a village. It's a whisper of history, wrapped in fog and forest. No tourist shops. No noise. We left Kalimpong still feeling a little off, memories didn't match the moment, and I wasn't sure what Darjeeling would bring. Darjeeling was no different than Kalimpong, crowded streets, honking traffic, and a haze that blurred even the mountains. But then, it started to rain. Not the kind that ruins a trip, but the kind that makes you pause. As if the hills were trying to wash away the noise, even if just for a moment. I came back to Darjeeling chasing memories. All I wanted was to walk down Mall Road again, see the toy train, and maybe, just for a moment, feel like the kid from so many years ago. So that's what we did, Mall Road first, then the station. Same streets, same tracks, but the feeling different. Maybe because I've changed. Or maybe because the town has. Thankfully, Mall Road hadn't changed. The same shops lining the path, kids riding horses just like I once did, and cultural programs echoing through the evening air. For a moment, time folded in on itself, and I was the kid again, wide-eyed and free in the misty hills of Darjeeling. Next, we walked to the station to see the toy train I loved so much as a kid. The Darjeeling Himalayan Railway isn't just a train, it's a living piece of history. Built in the late 1800s, this narrow-gauge marvel climbs through some of the most challenging terrain in the world. As a child, I remember the thrill of watching it chug along the hills, whistling through clouds. And even now, that sound still brings a smile. Same engine. Same charm. Just more traffic around it. Seeing the train brought back all the excitement of childhood, the steam, the whistle, the magic of it all. But that moment passed quickly, drowned in the noise, the traffic, the crowds. So we left Darjeeling behind, chasing quiet again. We drove toward Lepcha Jugat, where the fog waits in the trees, and the hills remember how to breathe. Lepcha Jugat. The name itself tells a story. Lepcha, after the indigenous people of these mountains. And Jugat, meaning world. This was once part of their world, sacred, silent, and deeply connected to the rhythms of nature. The forest here is old. Towering rhododendrons, oak, and magnolia trees form a dense canopy that stretches into the clouds. And then there's the mist. It rolls in every afternoon, like clockwork. Caused by the cool mountain air meeting warmer valley currents, nature's own breath painting the forest in silver. It's not a place for sightseeing. It's a place for listening. To the trees. To the silence. to the stories still hanging in the fog. After wandering through the misty forests of Lepcha Jugat, we made our way to our homestay in Sabbatical. But getting there, that was a whole different story. The road to the house wasn't really a road, just a steep, narrow trail only fit for mountain goats, or a 4x4. Thankfully, our host met us at the parking lot with his beast of a vehicle. No questions asked, just a grin, and hop in. One hell of an off-road ride later, we finally reached the home. Bumpy, muddy, and completely worth it. After a good night's rest in the quiet hills of Sabbatical, we were ready to head back down to the plains, toward Shantiniketan. But first, a little detour. We couldn't leave these mountains without stopping at Mirik, a place I remembered for its lake, its peace, and a cup of hot tea with a view. From the cool hills of Mirik, we began the long drive down to Shantiniketan. Somewhere along the way, we stopped at a roadside nursery, just for a break. But like most unplanned stops, it turned into a moment we didn't want to rush.
What are these, Abby? What are these? Flowers. Beautiful flowers. Just like Abby. No, don't put the flowers. That's
The heat, the drive, the long day, it all caught up with us. We barely noticed the view. Just dropped our bags and fell asleep. The next day, time was short. All we managed was a visit to the Shanajuri Hut, a market under the trees, full of music, rhythm, and handmade wonders. We were just there to shop, but Shantiniketan had other plans. Shantiniketan began as a quiet retreat, founded by Debendranath Tagore in the 1800s, a place where the soul could rest under open skies. But it was his son, Rabindranath Tagore, who turned it into something much greater, a center for learning, art, and freedom of thought. Visvabharati University was born here. Not just a school, but a vision. A place where nature was the classroom and creativity, the curriculum. Even today, Shantiniketan carries the rhythm of Tagore's dream, slow, soulful, and rooted in the red earth of Bengal. Before we knew it, my mom, mother-in-law, and Abby were dancing with the locals, laughing, twirling, completely in the moment. It wasn't on the itinerary, but it was the highlight of the day, before we headed back to Kolkata, marking the end of the last trip in India.
Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.